Hi, this is Dave Hurwitz at ClassicsToday.com, here to talk about Handel's Dixit Dominus, the greatest hit of 1707. And I'm not kidding. Now, the Dixit Dominus is a psalm setting. It's either Psalm 109 or 110, depending on which Bible you're looking at. And, when we think of Psalms, we always think of the Lord is my shepherd, all these sort of nice, bucolic poems about peace and love and trust in the Lord. And, they're supposed to make you feel good because those are the ones we read and usually recite. But, there's some pretty mean ones too. And the Dixit Dominus is the best of them. It amazes me, actually, that, this was part of the liturgy for hundreds of thousands of years. And today, people go, oh, it's a psalm. Ha ha, it's a psalm. Well, yeah, right. Okay. Well, let's look at the beginning. Let's look at the words here. It begins, the Lord said unto my Lord. I have no idea what that means, but be thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies my footstool. So that's not exactly your peaceful and loving and caring creator type words. And Handel, who was a dramatist to the core, even in 1707, really sees the text with relish. This is a very complex setting. It's for 5 soloists and 5-part chorus and a 5-part string orchestra. It is very, very rich, very texturally complex, extremely virtuosic, and he just takes the words and goes with them. Now, there is a setting in the Dixit Dominus that begins Dominus ad dextris tuis, which is, the Lord at thy right hand, here we go, folks, shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen and fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. Now, doesn't that sound fun? Normally liturgical music is supposed to be liturgical. In other words, kind of, mellow and not otherwise something to get you feeling alarmed. Well, that last line, he shall wound the heads over many countries, is in Latin, conquassabit capita in terra multorum. And the conquassabit Handel sets as follows. Just listen to this, folks. And remember that this was done, one happy day in some Italian church in Rome. Okay, you get the idea. That is not your typical liturgical music. It's a bloody war chant. That's what that is. And it must have scared the living daylights out of these people sitting in their pews or standing or whatever they did in those days in church while the chorus and soloists together and the strings belched out that particular bit of musical hostility. I mean, it's absolutely thrilling. It could be a war chant from one of the later oratorios. Handel was not concerned about liturgical propriety. He was concerned about what the words meant and how he could find music that suited them best. So, that's what makes his setting of the Dixit Dominus really the greatest of any of them. I mean, nobody gets to the heart of what the words mean the way Handel did. If you want something to go pray with, you go to somebody else. But if you really want to know what the text is telling us, then Handel's the guy to listen to. And I also want to say, the Dixit Dominus makes an absolutely wonderful ringtone, particularly that part. I mean, here it is on my phone. You get it? I mean, you get some really interesting looks if that goes off while you're standing around other people. So, which recording of the Dixit Dominus should you get? Well, my favorite, which is the one we heard, is this one, with featuring Marcus Creed conducting the Vocal Ensemble Berlin with the Academy for Alte Musik Berlin. It's on Harmonia Mundi. Now, it's coupled to the Ode for the Birthday of Queen Anne, which Queen Anne apparently never heard. This is obviously music in a completely different style, but it begins with the most amazing little arioso for countertenor and trumpet on the text, Eternal Source of Light Divine. It's just the most beautiful, rapturous, radiant music in which the voice and the solo trumpet sort of imitate each other in playing this arching melody. It's really tremendous, and another aspect, an entirely different aspect of Handel's genius. And again, in terms of his handling of instrumental texture, but another testament to his ability to find exactly the right setting to suit the words. Now, the rest of the ode, I mean, it's an ode. It's, all of nature is rejoicing, and we're all really happy that Queen Anne was born, and, on her birthday, the lion lay down with the lamb, and the universe is going to be fabulous. I mean, we don't really care what it says, but the music is just beautiful, and it makes a very, very fine coupling to the Dixit Dominus, which here receives, I think, the most exciting performance it's had on disc, and I've heard just about all of them. I can't tell you enough how Handel's music, even today, strikes us as, yes, he was a Baroque composer, but he wasn't a Baroque composer the way Bach was. He was modern in his sense of going to the heart of the meaning of the words with music of absolutely uncompromising directness. I mean, that's sort of what Handel was. His music is timeless in that sense. I mean, listen to the Conquasabi, to this war chant. I mean, it could have been written at any time in human history, and it resonates with us even today. So if you're looking for a great recording of the Dixit Dominus, and you really should have one, and if you shy away from liturgical music, shy no more. This is the piece to get you into it and to get you into Handel's idiom, particularly the Ode for the Birthday of Queen Anne and Dixit Dominus with Marcus Creed on Harmonia Mundi. You can't do better. It's a thrill. Keep on listening, folks, and enjoy.